Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be doing a book review of a book titled Marriage of ANANSEWA by Efua Sutherland. She's a Ghanaian, she's a renowned playwright, a poet, and a cultural activist. So the Marriage of ANANSEWA, all you need to know about the Marriage of ANANSEWA is that it's a drama, it's a play, it's not a novel, it's a play, and which falls under the three genre of literature. And I'm a literature student, and JAMB has also changed the syllabus. So Marriage of ANANSEWA is part of the book that will be read for 2026 to 2030. So you guys should make sure you pay attention as I'm explaining this thing to you. So the play is started with, during the background of the story, we're introduced to a term known as anarchism. Anarchism simply means anarchy story. So anarchy story also means spider story. So what you just need to know about the Marriage of ANANSEWA is a folktale, it's a comedy, it's also a satire. So the play started with a man named Anansi, who has a daughter Anansewa. So he was worried, wanted to get out of poverty. Then he developed a plan that will liberate him from being a poor man, that will take him from being a poor man. So after he came from the stationery, he told his daughter to bring out the typewriter, and his daughter was actually reluctant at first, but later she had to give in to the demand of her father. So she brought out the typewriter, she typed 4 letters to 4 chiefs, but she was actually ignorant that her father was actually sending those letters to 4 chiefs, which will later be her suitor, but she was ignorant of that fact. And ANANSEWA already took her photograph to 4 suitors. If you got her photographs to 4 suitors to ask for their hand in marriage. So after she typed the letter, later on she discovered that that's what her father was up to. But after small persuasion, she gave in to the drama that her father had already created. So later, ANANSEWA started receiving gifts from the chiefs. They were giving him gifts. So he was actually becoming richer. They made him really rich. He was becoming richer. So now go to a point. They now had to do this head knot ceremony. It's like a marriage ceremony. So unfortunately for Anansi, all the chiefs picked the same day for that customary marriage. They picked the same day, so it was in big trouble. They had to find a solution because all the chiefs don't even know that they don't know that it is one person they want to marry. All of them don't know that they are 4 fighting for one person. So he had to find a solution to the mercy of him. So he now decided to, Anansi is very deceitful. So he decided to plan the death of his own daughter so that he can bring him out of the verse. But he had an aunt higher and Efua, an aunt Efua and his mother higher. They opposed this plan because they were like, it's not going to make sense, like it's not good. But Anansi was very deceitful. So he also planned another deceit by lying to them that their farm in the village got born, that they should go back home. So, and I feel their higher and Efua were so credulous and they just went back home to Soda. So he eliminated that opposition and carried on with his plan. And he also had an admirer, Christy, who also supported him in carrying the plan. And also ANANSEWA was also part of the plan, but she was one that was going to die. So when it was the day for the ceremony, the chief discovered that ANANSEWA was dead. So they sent their condolences and everything. But at the burial ceremony, I think a speech was done. So when the speech was done, after the reactions of all the chiefs, it was discovered that there was a man and there was a particular chief who was the most emotional, like was the only one that was like really sad that ANANSEWA already died. And lucky for Anansi, he actually wanted Chief, and he actually wanted Chief to be his in-law. So later, when through the speech and everything, they discovered that it was actually Chief that was really sad that ANANSEWA was dead. So later, Ananse invoked the ancestor, the spirit of love, to wake his daughter up. So his daughter woke up, and the people were surprised. And later, they conducted the marriage between Anansewa and Chifu is chief. So they got married. So that was the end of the play. So this is actually very funny because he deceived everybody, became rich, and still got off. Like he was not even punished. This thing. So he didn't even like see the consequences of what he did. So it's actually a comedy, and it is an horror literature. So it's just a folktale. So the book is simply just talking about a man talking about this, and it also talked about satire. It makes use of satire. Satire it makes I think the type of satire that it also uses satire of greed. Yeah, it makes satire of greed, satire of marriage, in the sense that he used marriage as a business transaction, which is not meant to be, because he wanted to actually liberate it. He was a widower. Ananse was a widower. So he wanted to take his family from being poor. But there were other things he could have done. He could have maybe worked harder or invested in something to liberate his family. But instead of that, he created a plan to liberate his family by marrying his daughter. Not even caring about the feeling of his daughter, just like he doesn't even care about the feelings of his daughter. But still, you can say he still care because he wanted to take them apart. But it's not enough, because marriage should not be a business transaction. So in this novel, marriage was made a business transaction, and there was a lot of deceit. So yeah, that's all you need to know about the marriage of Anansewa. And you guys should stay tuned for my next video. I'll be I'll be talking about the characters in the novel, the themes of the novel, and I know that with this you'll be able to pass the novel. You guys should keep in mind, there is no video you see on YouTube that can explain everything you need without reading the books. You still need to study the books if you want to pass JAMB, because JAMB, if you want to pass JAMB asks like questions. You have to study the book. So it has like detailed questions. So you have to there's no how many videos you consumed. You just want to give you a knowledge, so that before you start reading, you just have like a knowledge, a proud knowledge for you to what you should know about the book before you start reading. So there's no amount of video you consume that will stop you from reading. So you just have to still read. But this one is just going to guide you. So you guys should like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. I love you.